Yo, yo, yo. Happy Tuesday. It's been a second since I've done any streaming at all. I was going pretty ham for a second, and I've just been busy doing sessions and all that good stuff. But today, I'm going to do a breakdown of how I produced The Sound by Stray Kids. We made this song in like the beginning of 2020. And just shows sometimes good things take time. And I'm very grateful for the song coming out and everything. It's kind of come with it. I had no idea what was going to even come from this, let alone if it was even going to be released. So I'm always grateful for when a song comes out, and just the whole process of collaborating with Stray Kids and Three Racha and my collaborator Zach and Chris LaRocca. Just like a really dope experience, and I'm just really grateful for this song. So I'm going to do a little breakdown for you guys. I'm going to go section by section. If you have any specific questions, feel free to ask during the chat, or feel free to message me, because I'm gonna upload this. So any questions about certain VSTs or whatever, I'm gonna try to go through and be as specific as I can. But any other questions you have that I might not go over while I'm here, feel free to hit me up. So let's start with the intro. So right here, we just have this bell, kalimba type thing. And all I have is an EQ and then some OTT on it. Nothing crazy. And then under it, so we have that intro, and then we got some drums going. We have a kick and a snare. Which I use this clip distortion. This is just like a Logic, stock Logic stuff with this. Feel free to copy these settings if you want. And then I have this thing called Smart Attack that I am not using, or I was using like on the one that came out that was on it, but I don't have the plugin anymore. So it's just pretty much that, it's pretty much just a transient shaper. So we have that, we have this hat loop, because I was lazy, I guess. Snare, doing what a snare does. And then we also have this 808, which in the version that ended up coming out, I bounced this 808, and then Zach, who I did the song with, he just kind of added some glides and stuff. Just kind of spice it up a little more. And this is an Anna 2 preset called Meaty 808. And then with a little decap on it as well, just adding some distortion, some saturation. That's pretty much it that's going on. Very minimalistic kind of in this verse vibe. And then we have this thing just like a perk kind of loop that I faded in right here, and it's panning to the right and to the left. Then into the pre-chorus. So this has like a bunch of just kind of like crazy sound. Like this kick sounds like it's like phasing. I don't even know what's happening. And then I have it bust into like a room Valhalla vintage verb. And then I also have this tom kind of building with some crashes on every hit. Then I have this gunshot 808. and then with a little organ under it. Let's see, that's just a riser cymbal. This patch that I love by Anna 2. It's called Banger Sauce. Highly recommend it. Just like a really nice kind of distorted kind of organ vibe. And then, yeah, what I really like about Stray Kids music, and when it comes to the production, I feel like a lot of artists, there's certain production decisions that might be too crazy or things you can't use, but I feel like with Stray Kids, anything kind of goes. I mean, obviously it has to be amazing, it has to be good, but like it's really just like a lot of the stuff is really crazy production choices, which is really fun as a producer. I was telling my friends, it's almost like intrusive thoughts of production. And so you have these chords kind of going down. And then I love this final chord right here. It's like build some tension, chorus. Cool. So I'll start with the synth and keys. There's nothing really going on, but then I have this thing that I called annoying sound. It's annoying and awesome. But a lot of this section is really just dependent on like huge drums. So the drums are kind of, and with this I have some I have like some layered kicks. I have this thing called a crusty kick. And I have later with a dry fat kick. But it's a lot of just layering. This whole section is a lot of just layering of like I have one shots, I have this big snare daddy. But it's like that simple kick snare groove, but then I took some loops and just chopped them up, and you can kind of see I'll just solo the drums, but listen. And a lot of it, this Forest Swag drum, I feel like gives it a lot of its groove. Just that wah, 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 wah. It does so much than if it didn't have it. And then I have this thing called Shuffleboard. Just a lot of just weird little things. And then then I'm kind of introducing some like really distorted to keep it that grittiness. Like you'll hear this drum fill that comes in right here. Bass, I have this on top, and I did something crazy under it. I layered just cashmere bass 808 or cashmere 808s, just where I just pitched them, but it worked. And then my friend Brasco played this guitar. Just kind of matching what is already happening. Once again, kind of helps add to the grit. Cool, so we're into the second verse here. Anytime I'm producing, writing, anytime I'm making a song, something I'm always considering is dynamics. So like if it was really big during the chorus, like how can we make it really small in the next section, or have a moment where it's silent and then it goes to like maybe like a medium energy, because you don't want parts competing with each other. You want them to all be complementary to each other. And I think of it kind of just like a puzzle, and these things need to, just like certain colors on a wall would not look good next to each other. You want to make sure everything's working together to make the whole song sound amazing. Because if the verse and the pre were super huge and super loud, the chorus wouldn't have the punch that it does. So that's things I'm always keeping in mind. So right when I come out of the chorus, there's a moment of silence with this little like Kanye-esque piano thing. And this is one of my favorite pianos. I've used it in a bunch of songs. I literally called this. So this is, it's called the Labs Soft Piano, and it's free. So you can literally go download this, and use it in your next production if you want. And then I have this compressor on it on the piano setting. It's interesting to go back sometimes to these sessions and kind of see some of the decisions that I made that I'm like, oh, I haven't used a CLA 76 compressor on a piano and I don't think since I did the song. So this is all the keys section for verse 2. So we bring back but then I have this sonar thing under it. I call those vibey aliens for some reason because it sounds like aliens. And then halfway through I bring in so that's for that. And then I have this loop that it was just right. Literally the only thing I have on is a transient shaper that, like I said, I don't have this plug-in right now, and then clip distortion. But here's the thing. I mean, I am not a purist by any means, so I'm like, yo, if I find a loop that feels good, if it ain't broke, don't fix it. And then I bring this other kind of distorted loop that comes in. And then I also have, for a bass layer, I have deep delirium bass. Introduce the choir. And then into the pre again. So this time I'm introducing, so in the first pre-chorus I just had that octave. This time I introduce an octave up. So now I have those mixed just to kind of change it a little bit. Before we go into chorus 2. In chorus 2, I just add more things. So like this annoying sound, I had it coming halfway through in the first chorus. In the second chorus, I'm just introducing it right out the gate. I also have this weird thing called Scary Rooster. I don't know, it just sounded cursed and awesome. That's another thing. So in the first chorus, I had the drums all just hit full steam ahead right when on the one. This one, I have some things playing, but I hold out. So you listen, right, you go. Then everything comes in. Just to kind of, I'm always thinking, like I said, dynamics. How can I make this still the same thing, but feel a little different than what we were getting in chorus 1? Fun little fills, and all that stuff. And then the next kind of part that is really what really changes up is the bridge. or this is kind of like our cinematic, this is our movie trailer moment of the song, which I was excited to. One thing I love about K-pop is artists usually want bridges, and I love bridges, and that is not always the case in American pop music or overall or in dance music or anything like that. So there's nothing like a good bridge moment. So we come in with strings, and a lot of these strings are omnisphere strings. So I'm using the Adagio transparent strings warm setting, and then I have, let me see. So I'll just kind of solo the keys and the strings part. And you can see it's a lot of different moments. So this up here is just a sustained. This is a string loop. And then I have this, which this is just Logic stock strings. And then you add the drums. Let's see what the drums are doing. Halfway through. So very cinematic vibes. Thank you so much, Paul. I hope all is well. So yeah, it's just like a lot of, it's like I take this thing and I'm like, oh, that's cool. And then like soloed, it feels kind of weird, but then you add all this stuff, and then it ends up being kind of a moment. So got that 808. Like I said, more tension. And you really get that payoff. So you're kind of going, we're starting down, building up, taking them down for a second, and then right back in to the party. So kind of in this moment, what I'm doing is that kind of similar. I'm bringing back that same piano. So it's a little, you remember you get it right before you go into verse 2. You get this. But then I also bring that back right here. So you're only giving it to him twice, but it's like a moment like, oh, I remember that. And a big impact. And then you also have the classic bass downer. Then back into a full chorus. Bam, there you have it. The only thing that really gets introduced at the end is this little guitar, which I don't even know if it made it to the final. So yeah, I mean, really, I feel like what to me feels special about this beat is it's not really caring about any rules, and it is just me trying a bunch of different things, seeing what works together. There's like a mixture of hip hop, rock, and cinematic kind of elements to it, and I feel like just don't be afraid to explore. It's never, I feel like there's certain things that are black and white, but most things are kind of open to be change. And I feel like anytime something is fresh, it's when you're doing something that not everybody is doing. And not that this song is necessarily recreating the wheel or the most innovative thing ever, but I just kind of trusted my own instincts, and what might be polarizing to some people ended up working out for me. And yeah, this song also I have to shout out to my collaborators, Zach and Chris. And Zach's the one who invited me to the session. And so this wouldn't even be a thing at all if Zach didn't bring me into the session. And I'm very grateful for that. And the song, yeah, now turned into my first Billboard #1 album. And yeah, it's just you really never know what's gonna happen. So I feel like keep making beats and keep creating. And these are also some things I'm telling myself. Even this week, I've kind of felt a little tough on myself of like, oh, I want more going on in this side of things or this going on. And yeah, it's just as long as if you're creating, there's nothing wrong as long as you keep creating, keep making music. You're gonna keep opening up endless opportunities for yourself, because without songs, there's nothing can happen if you don't have the song. So keep making stuff, send cold emails, reach out to people, be a good human, be a good dude or dudette, and yeah, just trust the process, and one day the stars will align in this crazy industry. And like I said, I'm saying all these things for myself as well, because it's something I easily forget. And when you're in music, I feel like as soon as you get to the top of one mountain, you're at the bottom of another. And so it's a good reminder for myself just to keep going and to look back and be grateful. And if you're unhappy without a hit, you are not going to be happy with one. So give yourself the permission to love your life now and to do all the things. Don't wait to feel a certain way. You can, if you had an hour to make music today, that's a huge blessing. Most people don't have that. You know, if you had 30 minutes, if you had a whole day, it's a good reminder, and just keep going at it. And yeah, that's all we can really do out here. So yeah, if you have any other questions, feel free to DM me or wherever. I mean, every social media. I'm not on Snapchat because I'm not, and I'm okay with that. I'm on 30 other things. But yeah, hopefully I'll hope to be doing this more. I think too, this setup seems to be working more at my old place. I feel like the internet was always being weird, or my computer was overheating. So I feel like this is actually one of the smoothest. I think, Paul, you were in some of the other ones. This seems to be one of the smoothest or smoother as far as the quality and kind of playback and everything. So, but yeah, always be trying to make it better. I'm going to start doing sample packs as well. Yeah, and I'm in sessions like Monday through Friday a lot of the week, and I drive, like I commute like an hour to 2 hours there and an hour to 2 hours back. So like it's just a bummer when I'm in a lot of sessions. It can be hard to do stuff like this, but when I am home, I love to be able to share knowledge and just kind of hang out and yeah, meet people and just kind of show what I can do. So I'll leave this up. Probably going to upload this to YouTube as well. And yeah, awesome. Well, Paul, thanks for hanging out for a bit. Keep killing it. And yeah, I hope you enjoy the rest of your week, and I'll talk to y'all soon. Peace.